Hi everyone, we are in week 5 of distance learning. This week we are learning about unit rates, and now we're going to learn how to convert between different units of measurement. So you should have already done your unit rates assignment, and let's go ahead and get started. This is the grade 6 FSA mathematics reference sheet. So these are all the conversions that you would be given if you were to take the FSA this year. And these are general conversions that you should know, you might know. If you don't know, well, hey, we have a reference sheet, and in the real world, you can look up conversions. So use your resources. As mathematicians, we should practice using the things that we have access to. We don't have to memorize everything. So in this video, I'm going to do some examples of how to convert between different units. You're going to want to use this information that's in front of you. I uploaded this as a PDF to Microsoft Teams. So if you want to pull it up while you're working on your quizzes assignment, I'm all for that. You can pull it up as like a screenshot if you want, or if you have a printer, you can print it out, or you could even take a picture on your phone and look at it, or copy it down. Whatever. Find a way, be resourceful. All right, let's get started. Okay, so let's start with this problem. It says 9 weeks is blank days. Basically, we're asking ourselves how many days are in 9 weeks? Well, do you know how many days are in 1 week? Yes. There are 7 days in 1 week. And this is a unit rate because we know that there's 7 days, 7 of the first unit, for every 1 weeks, for 1 of the second unit. So if we know this information, that there's 7 days in 1 week, we can figure out how many days are in 9 weeks. And we can do this in a couple ways. I'm going to show you 2 methods that I think will really help you here. First, you could think about it this way. To go from 1 week to 9 weeks, we multiply by 9. And when we're keeping ratios or rates or fractions equivalent, we always multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same thing. I'll put a little thing off to the side. Just remember, it's because when we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number, it's like we're multiplying by that number divided by itself. And in this case, 9 divided by 9 is 1. So it's like we're multiplying by 1. We know anything times 1 is itself. So therefore, when we multiply by the same number in the numerator and the denominator, our rate stays equivalent. So we're going to multiply this by 9. 7 times 9 is 63. So this tells me that there's 63 days in 9 weeks. Now we can double check this, or if we wanted to use this method instead, we could. So let's make a ratio table comparing the number of days to the number of weeks. If we start with 1 week, we have 7 days, 2 weeks, 14 days, 3 weeks, 21 days, 4 weeks, 28 days, 5 weeks, 35 days, 6 weeks, 42 days, 7 weeks, 49 days, 8 weeks, 56 days, and 9 weeks, 63 days. So if we make a table of equivalent ratios to see how many days are in each week, we see that we get the same answer. There are 63 days in 9 weeks. And just a note about this ratio table, all I did was count by 7s because I know there are 7 days per week. So for 2 weeks, that's twice the number of days. 7 times 2 is 14, and so on. Let's do another. How many inches are in 4 yards? Well, let's start with the information that we know. We know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. We also know that there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So, we can convert between units by paying careful attention to the units that we are starting with. And we can't just go from inches to yards here. We need to go from inches to feet. to yards. So let's start. If we know that there's 3 feet in a yard, let's figure out how many inches are in 3 feet. I'm going to do a ratio table for this one because I'm only going up to 3. So I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. That means there's 24 inches in 2 feet, and therefore there's 36 inches in 3 feet. So that tells me over here that there are 36 inches in 1 yard. But I'm not done because I want to figure out how many inches are in 4 yards. Well, again, I could use a ratio table. If there's 36 inches in 1 yard, there will be twice that in 2 yards. 36 times 2 is, 6 times 2 is 12. 30 times 2 is 60. 60 plus 12 is 72. And then we're trying to get up to 4 yards. So 3 yards would be 3 times 36. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 30 is 90. 90 plus 18 is 108. All right, and finally to get up to 4 yards, 4 times 36. So 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 30 is 120. 120 plus 24 is 144 inches. And let's double check using the other method. The other method would be to say that if there's 36 inches in 1 yard, well, how many inches are in 4 yards? Since we have to multiply by 4 to get to 4 yards, we'll multiply 36 by 4 as well. 4 times 6 is 24. I carry my 2. 4 times 3 is 12. Then 12 plus 2 is 14. I get 144 inches, which is the same thing I got in my ratio table. There are 144 inches in 4 yards. Let's do a few more. How many inches are in 9 feet? Well, again, I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. And I could make a ratio table, but if I think about this, is that the best method to use for this one? Well, I would have to write out 9 different boxes for my table, and that's fine. It might just take a little bit longer. What I'm thinking for this one is, personally, I'm going to do multiplication. I want to figure out how many inches are in 9 feet. Well, to go from 1 foot to 9 feet, I multiply by 9. So to go from 12 inches to my new number of inches, I will also multiply by 9. 2 times 9 is 18. I put the 8, carry the 1. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. There are 108 inches in 9 feet. How many days is 72 hours? So now, instead of measuring our units in length, we're talking about units of time. And we know that there are 24 hours in 1 day. I'm just going to make a ratio table here using our rate. Well, then in 2 days, there would be 24 times 2 is 48 hours. And in 3 days, 24 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Put the 2, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So there are 72 hours in 3 days. How many days are 72 hours? 3 days. All right, last one we're going to do. Convert 9 kilometers to meters. I know that there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. So I can do this in a couple ways, remember? Ratio table or multiplication. I want to get to 9 kilometers and figure out how many meters are in 9 kilometers. So to go from 1 kilometer to 9 kilometers, I multiply by 9. So I will also multiply 1,000 meters by 9. I get 9,000 meters. There are 9,000 meters in 9 kilometers. And hey, if I were to divide this, 9,000 divided by 9 is 1,000 meters per kilometer. It is still true to the original rate. So how many meters are in 9 kilometers? There are 9,000 meters. Now that you know how to convert between different units of measurement, please go complete the quizzes assignment on converting units of measurement. You may use the reference sheet that I've uploaded to Microsoft Teams. If you need more help, just message me on Teams or join me during office hours from 1 to 2 p.m. any school day. I hope this helps. And remember to always make the rest of your day the best of your day. I love you guys. Bye.